Hey guys, this is Wavina here, and today I'm going to be breaking down the ZA trailer from the Pokemon Presents. I'm a little bit late to this, like I said, I'm a little late to it. I kind of wanted to get my thoughts in order and kind of think about everything before I, made any videos. So, we'll get right into this. So, starting the trailer, we're in what seems like a subway, a train station. So, I think it's stated on the website we are visiting Lumio City. It's very interesting. So we're not native. Maybe we're not native to the region. Maybe we're from we're from Paldea, or we're from the Gen 10 region. We might be from Hoenn. I'm very interested to see where we're from. We might be from Kalos, just another city. I think it's like Cremerine City. It has like the train station. One of those cities in Kalos. So the trailer starts out. See the protagonist. I'm gonna back up here. The male protagonist, to me, looks like Sycamore, the professor of X and Y. I feel like there could be some connection there. Maybe we're like a descendant. We're a kid or we're a grandchild of his. And to start, we see the Prism Tower, full display. First impression of the graphics. They look alright. I feel like they're a step up from Scarlet and Violet, but it seems like it's a mix of Scarlet and Violet, Legend Arceus, and Sword and Shield. We have a mix here going on. Obviously the Game Freak logo here. Which is saw there. Gudra's confirmed, but it's already been, it's a Talos Mon, so it's guaranteed to be confirmed. We have the first look here at the Wild Zone 6. I'll get more into that later. And I just realized the pillars have a 3D printed look to them. If y'all don't know, I do a lot of 3D printing. Those are really bad layer lines there. We need some more supports on those statues. Launcher, profile, haven't seen profile out. Sandile, and we have the starters. Starters here. I think I said it in my last video. I am shocked they went with 2 Gen 2 starters. I think, I'm going to say this now, I'm Team Totodile all the way, but I'm a firm believer they're going to get regional forms, and I'm going to show you later why I think that, but for right now, they're getting regional forms. I don't think they're getting megas. Him running around. There's another Wild Zone 1 there, and it seems like there's a cafe. I don't know if you guys see my mouse there. I think there's a cafe here. It seems like that's the hotel that we see later on where AZ is the host. Yeah, Bundle B. And here, alright, this is the first Wild Zone. We can probably figure that this is the first area you go to. Got a trainer here and there. And I think I've seen people talk about it. I'm pretty sure that this is Professor Sycamore's lab. So maybe you have to go to Sycamore's lab to get, meet him if he's in the game. You can actually see back here where the Wild Zone 1 kind of cuts off. And you see here, the Pokemon was already fainted, knocked out, it seems. And you're still able to catch it afterwards. This here, I think is the reason why we might not get ride Pokemon. This is like one of the ways to travel up and down vertically. So instead of having a flying line, and we got parkour. Makes me think we're not going to get rideable Pokemon. Because the Menacing City is not gigantic. I mean, it's a gigantic city compared to the 3DS era. But I feel like we won't need it. We'll have taxis. We've seen taxis all around. We've seen the taxis. Well, here we got the rival. And we get our first little bit of the real-time battle here shown off. And then we get our first scene of Mega Evolution. Which is, I'm happy Megas are back. Hopefully we get to see new Megas in the second trailer. Now there's some corners about the Megas. Mega Sableye, we have some Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire with the Sableye. We have Altaria, there's an Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Mega, which can confirm that Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Megas will be in the game. See, these we've already seen these. Arrival again. Now here is Quasarito. Sario. I don't know how to pronounce it. We have a Veneri in his hair here, and then later it shows a Panguro. And then there is the man himself, AZ. Now, I feel like he's gonna have a big part of the story. We got AZ's Foat, the Eternal Flower Foat. I think we'll get one. A lot of people says, oh, we're not gonna get it because it's AZ. I feel like something's gonna happen in the story. And AZ's like, you know what? You know, my time, maybe his immortality is reversed. So, you know, you see later here, that he has a brace on, so maybe his immortality, you know, he wants to die. You know, I mean, morbid as it is, you know, Arceus was pretty dark compared to other Pokemon games. Maybe, whatever happens, his immortality is reversed. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna die soon. Here, have my Foat, and that's how he get Eternal Flower Foat. It's one of the things they can do. So, we have Zygarde looking at the tower, which makes me think that there's something going on in that tower. There's something going on there. We get the logo, which we had that flash of red there, so that's kind of interesting. And it'll fade back in, and they talk about the trailer, which we saw. So, obviously, it looks good. I think it looks better. They're getting better. They're working better with the 3D environment. But obviously, you know, the render distance, the LOD is kind of low as usual, but it's the Switch one. This is a Switch 1 game, 100%. You might be able to play it on the Switch 2, but it's the Switch 1 game, 100%. And when Mio City get Prism Tower in the middle. I think this basically confirms character customization with these shops here. So that's back. X and Y were the first games that allowed us to customize our characters. We have Badoo and the Rosaray line confirmed. Now, I've seen a couple people, I don't remember who, I've seen a couple people talk about this. I think these are going to be, like, students. So, I believe, now I'm a firm believer that the game will take place in the past, but now, since it seems like it's the future, but not far future, like 10, 12 years after X and Y, maybe 2 years after Scarlet and Violet, I think these are students. They're like trainers, which will play a role in this game. Like a pretty significant role. Got the Pokemon Center here. I didn't mean to go that far back. We saw the Pokemon Center there. It's pretty open. You know, Mar and Pokemon Center. And there's only one person. So there's no shopkeeper anymore. They done fired him. There's Wild Stone 4 with the 3D printed, badly 3D printed statues. Atarak, confirmed. He's been finally on the Switch. And you see back there, there is some development by the Quasar group. Back there, the redevelopment of an area sitting there. We have the Holocaster, full body Holocast now, compared to just on the watch or the phone from X and Y. We have T-Tar and Salamence confirmed. Garbodor line confirmed. Obviously Eevee. Chandelure and the Victory Bell line. Which I maybe Victory Bell might get a Mega. It might be a tease. Maybe Mega Chandelure, Mega Victory Bell. Who knows? But I like this shot here. It's one of my favorite shots. Just the city street and there's the giant tower in the middle. Which up here seems kind of suspicious. It's kind of a little radio tower, like a radio wave little tower thing up here. It's kind of interesting. Starters. Here we go. Tepig, Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. I love Totodile. I'm so happy he got chosen. I'm still confused on why they chose 2 Gen 2 starters. Maybe to kind of, maybe we're getting a Johto game, Legends game next. And you'll have all 3 Johto starters. You'll get regional forms of like we set in the past. So like you'll have maybe like a Grass Fairy, Water Dark, Fire Ghost. And those games you'll be able to change those forms again, maybe. Or they get regional forms and a Mega, so you get the new regional form. And they can Mega Evolve, but then you won't be able to Mega Evolve in newer games like Gen 10. See, there's that Cafe, which we think there's a Cafe in Wild Area, Wild Zone, not Wild Area, Wild Zone 1. The game does look good. I do like it. And we have all the new characters they introduced here. These are our rival, which are Urban and Tawny. So Urban and Town. So maybe there might be a theme of like expanding the city and taking over, you know, the local urban towns. You know, rural towns around. And AZ runs a hotel called Hotel Z with his partner, Eternal Conflict, Blazar Tico, which is spearheading the development of Lemio City and make it where people and Pokemon can live in harmony. Which I feel like there's something up with that. I feel like, and then on the website, I'll have it up on screen. It says that she's curious about the bond between people and Pokemon, which is very interesting. As you see here, you got the Panguro. So it makes it seem like, you know, Mega Lopunny, Mega Panguro. He's a fighting type specialist. Now, I've seen online, Jay here looks like the Gen 3 Ice. Is it Ice? There's an Ice type lead form there, Glacia. We might get Mega Frostlass. That's a theory that's been floating around. And then we get back here for that AZ. Let's see here. And then we get the Wild Zones. This is Wild Zone 1. I think this is the first one. And I think we got the taxi here. And I think that's another reason why we won't get Ride Pokemon. It's because of that. If you look in the background here, see if there's anything we might have missed. Looks like a profile in the back right there. The heart trim. By Wild Area 8, which made me think there might be 8 big wild zones, and then you level up by battling and you unlock all these different zones. Because I don't think you'll be able to get all of them. There's Swabluzo. Definitely Altaria confirmed. And here, got the map, Wild Zone 1. The Pokemon immediately notice you as you walk in. So that's very interesting. We got the trainer in the back. There's that cafe here on the right. Some kiosk over here. And they immediately notice you. But it doesn't seem like they attack you. At least the first area, they don't really attack you. They just kind of sit there. And then the UI is kind of interesting. I'm neutral. There we go. There's an elevator here in the corner, and then you have a fly spot, like, Scarlet Violet. So I feel like we might not have Ride Pokemon. You just go to a taxi, or you go, like, maybe a Corviknight or a Talonflame service, and flies you around the city. Which might tell you how large the city is. A minimum is as big as the Blueberry Academy. So that's a decent size, in my opinion, for the city. And you see here, Chikorita. There's two things here with the Chikorita. One, it knocks out the Flappy, and you can still catch it for a split second. Throw a ball and catch it. So Pokemon is technically almost fainting. Two, a lot of people, everybody knows, they never got Disarming Voice before it. So, Grass Fairy Mega, Grass Fairy Regional Form, we'll have to see. It is fainted, catch the ball. We're thinking of making it even easier to catch. So we move on here, and we have the trainer battles, the real-time battles. I haven't heard it, but Spectrobes. This is just Spectrobes. If anybody's played Spectrobes on the DS, this is very, very similar to Spectrobes, in my opinion. Well, those games, so this might not be as bad as people think. Because I played those really young, and I was able to play them very easily. So, but it's still Game Freak. So it might not be as fluid. But, benefit of the doubt. We'll give them benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's fine. I do like this, so there's a little bit of timing involved in battling. And here, Talonflame, using Flame Wheel here, you time it, boom, damage self-rock, knocked out. That easy. And here, we still have it. We still have the stealth mechanic. I've seen a few people saying we don't have the stealth mechanic. There it is, right there. There's the eye. Exactly like Legend Arceus. So the Pokemon, I feel like the Pokemon can still damage you, and you're still going to sneak and catch them by throwing Pokeballs outside of battle. We got Go-Go and Talonflame here. Forges here. Which, they're Gen 6 Pokemon anyway, so... Even more. Oh, Onix confirmed. Steelix, Mega Steelix. And here, Kangaskhan confirmed. So a lot of old Mega Pokemon, reveal, like, in the game. And that's one thing I wish they showed maybe one new Mega, maybe a regional form or a new Pokemon, just because we waited a year. That's my biggest gripe. Now, this. So look in the corner here. See, this is C+, C+, C+. I think it's a C+. So, like, combo. I feel like this gauge is going to fill up once you actually use moves. And when you fill it up, you can Mega Evolve. And as you Mega Evolve, usually these like stronger moves, the gauge will go down, so it's a timer. So maybe, I theorize, you go, let's say there's a big boss battle, you can't beat it. Well, if I can Mega Evolve my Absol, I can beat it. You go to Wild Zone 3, and you battle, and you grind up, and you fill up this gauge. And okay, I got my Mega Absol, and you go back to the big boss battle, and you're able to Mega Evolve right away. Or you might be able to Mega Evolve when you get into the battle. It's kind of like the Terra Orb, where you go heal, they redo your Mega, and then, you, like, have it, and it's like a time limit, so like, you only use, here, 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. You only use 4 Mega Evolve moves, and you revert back. Maybe. I'm not sure. I feel like the bond between your Pokemon and the Pokemon that has a Mega Evolution and you are going to be a bigger emphasis in this game. There's never really, like, you can go and catch a wild Manectric or Altaria and Mega Evolve right away in the older games. So I feel like you might have to build a bond with your Pokemon, and the greater the bond, the greater the power, and you can Mega Evolve and do all this. 2, add on, this is a Looker. And it seems like Emma or the Looker might return here. We got Esper here on the desk, the picture Esper, Zygarde Cell. And this is the tower. I think this is towards the beginning of the game, when you get settled in. But late 2025. I am not particularly happy about that now. You might say, before they give them more dev time. This game's done. There's not a lot of dev time. They're working on Gen 10, so there's no extra time. So, like, the whole, they took a year break, I don't think so. I think there might be some issues. I think they're waiting on the Switch 2. Maybe. I don't know. But I feel like the whole, they have extra dev time. I don't buy it. This game was, if y'all keep up with the leaks, the Terra leak said that it was supposed to come out last November 2024. So I feel like, because of Scarlet and Violet having so many issues, they may have, took more time to polish it. But there's something weird with the whole it coming out even later. I think it's going to be August 2025, personally. But I don't think it'll be in November. Because the Japanese website says fall, not winter. Scarlet Violet said winter, so, and BDSP, so, I think it'll be August. And we have the final thing here, which is the biggest mystery so far. They're kind of teasing it like they teased Terra. Promotional match announcement. And you get the tower with the Pokeball. I think this is how you rank up in this game. So in Legend Arceus, you caught Pokemon and filled out the Pokédex. This game will be focused around battling. So the more you battle, the more you rank up. Find stronger Pokemon outside of the Wild Zone. The Pokemon outside of the Wild Zones, which the Talonflame and the Garbodor and the Gyarados and all that, they're outside the Wild Zone, so you'll be able to battle them and catch them. Similar to how you had to get the badges in Scarlet and Violet to be able to catch and use Pokemon. It's something very similar. But I think this game will be mostly focused on battling. So. That's the end of the trailer. Those are my breakdown, my thoughts. Yeah, the more I've sit with this, I've watched the trailer over time, I've talked to people, the more I sit with it, I've gotten more excited. I'm still worried about the battle system. Hopefully we get a new trailer soon, within, April or so. Fingers crossed, sometime after the Switch 2 Direct. But yeah, what did you think about the ZA trailer? Finally, after a year after being announced. Again, what Mega do you want to see? Do you want to see regional forms? Do you think the starters get Megas or regional forms? what new Pokemon, what Pokemon deserves an evolution in this game. You know, along the lines of your Ursalunas and your Leaders from PLA. But, yeah, that's all I have for y'all today. See ya. Don't forget to like and subscribe.